In the past, I used to train a little bit silly. And because of that, I sustained many injuries and had constant aches and pains all over my body. But because of that, I learned how to properly warm up my joints, all to keep me from getting injured again. And these are some of the best exercises that I've found to help me warm up my joints before I start resistance training. This isn't going to be a follow along video, and you can choose which exercises you like and which ones you don't like or don't think will help you. Before I lift, I will always start with a 5 to 10 minute incline walk on the treadmill, just to warm up my body and get the blood flowing before I move on to the next thing. Those few minutes on the treadmill also help me get focused mentally before my lift. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's start with the upper body exercises. First up, we have arm circles, just like as a general warm up, just to get a basic movement around your shoulder joint. Next up is banded dislocations. This is probably one of my favorite exercises to do, just because I really feel like I can mobilize around the shoulder joint, so it's not as stiff when I'm hitting my exercises. After that, we have banded internal and external rotations. These helped me a lot when I was rehabbing my rotator cuff, as there was a little bit of weakness there, and these exercises really helped me strengthen that. Another really good strengthening exercise for the rotator cuff is I's, Y's, and T's. And now you can do this with dumbbells, you can do this on a cable machine, or you could do it with low weights on the plates. This is a phenomenal exercise for the rotator cuff and strengthening those mid and lower traps. And then after those, I would just do some movement specific exercises. For example, if I was benching, I would do push-ups or some kind of low weight chest press movement, just to warm up the pecs a little bit before I start benching. And let me just say, none of this is like necessary or mandatory or anything. This is just how I like to warm up before hitting my core exercises for the day. I'd also like to emphasize, because I've seen this done incorrectly so many times, it's not beneficial static stretching before you train. Static stretching should be done after you're finished working out or as a separate session in itself. Before working out should be limited to dynamic stretching only. All right, next let's move on to the lower body exercises. First up, we have hip 90-90s. This is a great exercise to get those hips nice and loose, especially before something like a heavy back squat. Because if you try to go for a heavy back squat with tight hips, you are not going to have a fun time at all. Next up is scoops for the hamstrings. Get those nice and mobile. Followed by knee pulls and quad pulls for the hip flexors and the quadriceps respectively. After those, I like to do walking lunges. Following lunges is figure 4 pulls. And this is not an exercise I see done very frequently, but this is a great exercise to warm up those hips and get those glutes nice and active. Following figure 4s is Frankensteins. I love Frankensteins. And one thing my college strength coach taught me when doing Frankensteins is when you get to the top, instead of just letting your leg fall, you get to the top and then drag your leg down to really get that hamstring going. Following that is Cossack squats. And then sometimes I would foam roll after all of this. It's not very much anymore, but it is something I used to do in the past before heavy back squat or heavy deadlifts. And finally, just like arms, I would do movement specific exercises after. So maybe something like a squat jump or like a good morning for that lower back and the hamstrings. Something like that. Something with a similar movement pattern to what your core exercise will be. All right, so that is all I have for you guys today. Pretty quick one. I just wanted to make this video because after I got injured, I spent so long looking for good exercises to hit as a warm-up before working out to get rid of some of these aches and pains. So hope this helps somewhat, a little bit maybe. Goodbye. See you next time.